Hi, my name is Omer and today we will be reviewing the first generation of Suzuki Cultus in Pakistan. So let's start. This particular generation of Cultus was launched internationally in 1998, which is 29 years back. And internationally, this car had a very long run. It was discontinued in 2003. So the car stayed in production for 15 years. However, in Pakistan, this car was launched in the year 2000, 3 years before the car got discontinued everywhere else. And this car stayed in production till 2017. So for 17 years and 15 years after the car was discontinued everywhere else, we were still making this car. This is the longest run any car in Pakistan has ever had.
Mehran.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I forgot. This car has been offered by different names. Somewhere it is called Suzuki Swift, Chevrolet Swift, Geo Metro, Subaru Justy. There are a lot of names that this car has been sold with across the world. In Pakistan, this car has a significance. Let me demonstrate the kind of significance this car has. So everyone has certain life goals to achieve, and there are certain steps that lead you to the next step. So here how it goes in a Pakistani family. When a child is born, their education, their MBA, a job in bank, this Cultus on lease, and then get married. So had this car not been there, a lot of people would never have been able to get married. Today you get a Cultus with earlier models starting somewhere around 3 lakh rupees, and the later models go over a million rupees. The last that this car was sold was a little over 1.2 million rupees. So Suzuki in 2017 was charging 1.2 million rupees, over 1.2 million rupees for a car that does not even have a day-night rear view mirror. I personally don't like this car, and today I will show you why I don't like this car. This is the key for Suzuki Cultus. And as you can see, never mind, there is nothing to show. This is the grille that the car received in its last facelift. So to say, they called it facelift. Anyways, so as you can see the chrome part, it looks like someone with an angry mustache. This is the driving seat. You can see a lot of blank switches, a regular pulley door window system. There is an RPM meter. That is what I can tell you about this car. The steering is alright. There's a 3-spoke steering. So you can see I don't have much to tell about this car. There is an RPM meter. That's what I can tell you about. These are the air conditioning vents. This silver bit was added as a later thing to give the car some character. They failed miserably anyways. And as you can see, these AC controls, these are what they used to have back in the 80s, and since that's where the car comes from, that's what it has. Now they have those dials kind of a situation. The car received this JVC deck, and oh, there are cup holders as well. Nice. A gearbox, and that's pretty much about it. So Cultus did really well for Pak Suzuki in terms of business. This is the first car that they offered in a next generation as well. Like, they were so desperate to give another generation of Cultus because it was doing so well that they brought a car named Celero, which is what it's called across the world, and they are calling it Cultus. World over, when Cultus discontinued in 2003, what replaced Cultus was what we call Suzuki Swift. So that's what replaced Cultus world over. This is the hatchback version of Suzuki Margala, if you remember. And with that, if I would say, this, like I said, this is the first car that is offered in a continuation of a generation. Whenever Suzuki has discontinued a car, they brought another car. Margala, Baleno, Leana, like that. Wagonar was brought in when Alto discontinued. But since this car was doing so well, they wanted to keep that brand name so people can associate with it. And they brought in Celerio, which is a smaller car, because world over Cultus was replaced by Swift. And Suzuki is selling those as two different cars. So right now I'm sitting in the back seat of this Cultus. The door only opens up till here. So while I was making this video, I realized that in all these years, the world has really moved forward, and this does not seem enough door opening anymore by the standards of today. My legs are rubbing against the front seat, and I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'8". The seat is alright, and I have it till my neck, like below my neck. That's where the seat ends. So above that there is nothing. The headroom, yeah, it's alright, kind of a headroom, and 3 adults can fit into it, but a little tired. Among the upgrades that Suzuki did in this car, one of them was in somewhere like 2012-13, something like that, I'm not sure, and they gave this car these lights. The car did not look pretty before, but seriously, these tail lights. Anyways, so let's just open the trunk. Now this does not open, only that portion opens. This is your tray. The trunk itself is of a decent size, however its depth, which is like the major depth, that is not accessible due to this fixed place. So my whole arm can, like this whole thing can go in to touch the floor. So there is good floor situation, and the trunk is of a decent size when you're talking about a hatchback, but it's not that usable because of this fixed space. These were all the things that I had to show you in this particular car. Now let's take it for a road drive. Alright, so now we are driving this Suzuki Cultus. Funny story, like right now when I came here to take this car for the review, I came here on a Toyota Revo. So right after Revo, I'm sitting in this car now, and it feels like I'm literally sitting on the ground. This car is low as it is, like this is a low height car, but since I just stepped out of a Revo, I feel that 3 times more than a regular person. It's been a very long time since I drove one of these. This car has the EFI engine. There are no powered features, like the brakes are regular brakes, the steering is a normal steering. So at the low speeds, when you're trying to turn the car, you do use every single muscle in your body in order to turn the car. Now it's a 1000cc EFI engine. You can't expect a lot of power from this car either. The new one, the new Cultus that they have come out with, that does have a decent engine in terms of pickup and everything, because that's the K series engine, which is the newer engine that Suzuki is using. Visibility is good. The brakes are regular brakes. At the end of the day, it's a Cultus that more or less everyone has kept and driven in their life. So there isn't much that I can say about this car. This was all about our review of this Suzuki Cultus. If you too, like me, don't like this car, please comment and tell us why you don't like it. And if you don't have a reason to not like it, you can just like the video to join us in We Don't Like the Cultus movement. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can click here, and if you'd like to see more videos, you can click here. Till next time, bye.